Hello guys, like I said, we kind of had a problem with chapters 18 and 19, so I'm having to redo them, and it's kind of a bummer, but at least I learned my lesson, and I only have to redo like 30 minutes worth of reading, so it's not horrible. I'm glad I learned that now, so I didn't have to redo like 100 pages of the book, because that just wouldn't be good. So we're having to redo these, but honestly, I feel like after I redo this, I just go back to chapter 23. And, oh, actually, no. I have to read you chapter 19 and half of chapter 20 or 21, and then I'll jump right back to where chapter 23. And that means we only have like 80 pages left, so I feel like we could just go for it and finish this book today. But one chapter at a time, we'll see how it goes. And then we can focus on all of our Roald Dahl books. But, I mean, obviously, I'm loving this book, Again, this is Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. We're on chapter 19, Jace's Perspective, and it starts on page 157. Jace. I feel content. I was forgetting the L. I feel content. I blearily open my eyes, wondering what the heck is wrong. Am I high? Drunk? Dead? I always wake up to pain ricocheting through my body as my old injuries scream their complaints. But now, well, the pain is still there, that's for sure. But there's also this bizarre feeling of contentment. I blink a couple times, glaring my eyes asleep, and find that I'm looking at Allie. She snuggled into me, her head resting on my chest, her arms tangled around my neck. This is weird. Really, really freaking weird. When I sleep with girls, I don't sleep with them. We don't cuddle or snuggle. But now I'm wondering why I've never done this before. Allie's arms feel good wrapped around me, and her weight on my chest makes me feel secure and even a little protective. The steady rhythm of her breathing threatens to lull me back to sleep. I'm about to drift off when I hear the hum of a vibrating cell phone. Shoot. I must have left in my room. I groan, knowing I'm going to have to get up and answer it, or else someone is likely to come barging in here and find us together. I carefully extract myself from the couch, moving slowly so I don't wake Allie up. I head to my bedroom, Cuddles scratches at the bathroom door as I pass, and I open it, letting her out. She shoots me an offending glance and stalks off toward the kitchen, probably so she can curl up in her doggy bed and mope. I shake my head and make a mental reminder to take her on the long run later. If I don't, she'll get upset and chew on stuff. Stupid dog. Or maybe it's me, who's stupid for liking her so dang much. I shove open my bedroom door. Just as the cell phone goes off again, I snatch it from my nightstand, and a new message blinks on the screen. Jace, answer! It's from Killer, and there's another notification at the bottom of the screen. 15 unread messages. Wonderful. Only the band and Tony have this number, which means someone I actually give a crap about is having some sort of panic attack, and there's nothing to panic about unless someone saw Allie on the news last night. Shoot. I open the message box and read over the newest text near the top, mumbling curses under my breath as I scan over them. There are more messages from Killer and John and Arrow too. You see the news? Your chick is nutso. We have a major problem. Cops are after her. Never mind. You've got a major problem. You brought a crazy chick on. Well, howdy, you brought a crazy chick on tour? What the heck is your issue? Trying to do Southern. You do it like on command. When I reach the last one, I hesitantly start typing and write, what am I even supposed to say? Everything's fine. Allie didn't actually lie about anything. She's not crazy, and I slept with her last night. But not that kind of sleeping, so don't worry. Yeah, that wouldn't go over well. I rub my face, trying to think of a reasonable response. I'm just like, ugh. Trying to think of a reasonable response when someone knocks on the front door. Actually, it's more of a frantic bang, and I know it's Arrow. The dude sounds like a cannon when he knocks, especially if he's pissed. Just a sec. And, that wouldn't wake Allie up, because remember, she's deaf, so. She only feels the vibrations of the door knocking. The banging. I grab a t-shirt off my floor and shrug it on, yanking at the hem harder than I need to. Scrubbing my hands over my face, I take a deep breath, trying and failing to relax. Another bang echoes down the hall, and Arrow's muffled voice calls out something that's royally pissed. I roll my eyes and grab a pair of jeans out of the drawer, pulling them on immediately hating them. Back home in Denver, jeans are always a welcome barrier against the cold. Here in the Southwest, they're just annoyingly hot and really not improving my mood. I jogged to the front door, throwing it open and making sure my scowl was obvious, even though it's lost its effect on Arrow years ago. He stands on the doorstep, his hands interlaced behind his neck, his foot tapping out a nervous rhythm. Behind him, the sun rises over the desert horizon, making me squint. What's Arrow doing here so early, anyway? It's like 6 o'clock and definitely not the right time for a confrontation. Arrow nods to the open door. Can I come in? I close it just a little so only my face shows. No, Allie's sleeping. Arrow shoves past me, clearly not giving a crap about my excuse. I cuss at him, but don't put up a struggle as he barges into RV and heads for my bedroom. Arrow flops down on the messy bed and throws one arm over his face, leaving me to stand in the doorway. Dude, he grumbles, why the heck weren't you answering your phone? I didn't hear it go off until a minute ago. He grunts. Did you see my message? I just read it. And? And what? He abruptly sits up and pins me with a glare. And I told you so. I told you there'd be issues if you brought this girl along, and now look at the mess you're in. We're in the middle of touring and you've got a psycho in your RV that half the country is now looking for. She's not a psycho, I hiss. Arrow scoffs. What sob story did she tell you to make you believe that? It's not a sob story, and I don't have the right to just spill everything she told me. Arrow shakes his head and throws his hands up in disbelief. Seriously, Jace? We don't keep secrets from each other. That's rule number 1, and you know it. No, that's not rule number 1, I snap. Rule number 1 is that we trust each other, and right now, I need you to trust me, okay? She's not a liar. She has a severely abusive father and some really bad luck. She deserves my help. Our help. And you can't just walk away from her. Arrow shakes it. Arrow has always been my right-hand man, and he can't just ditch me like this. Arrow's eyes narrow. Yes, I can. You can what? I can walk away. I don't have to do anything you say, Jace. You might be our lead singer, but you're sure as heck not our leader. None of us have to listen to you. I let out a string of cuss words. Arrow just stares at me, his green eyes evaluating me with eerie calmness. When I finally ran out of insults, I paused for breath and glared at him, waiting for whatever retort he has cooked up. But I'll still help her, he says. I'm too shocked to say anything for a long moment, then I swallow back my surprise. What? You heard me. I said I'll help. But you said... He scoffs. I said you can't force me to do anything, and you can't. But I want to help you, and you want to help Allie, so, he shrugs, I'll help her. It seems like the best way to keep you out of trouble if you're going to be too stubborn to kick her out. I just stand there and struggle to figure out a response, not quite believing I'm hearing him correctly. I don't trust that girl, Jace, he says, but I do trust you. You're right. That is rule number 1. And you trust Allie, so, yeah, I guess I do trust her. I stumble over my reply a couple times, but finally manage. Thank you. Seriously. Just thanks. He shrugs like it's no big deal. You've always had my back. I'd be a total jerk not to have yours. And you've already filled the position of chief jerk, so there's no room in the band for another one. I scoff and throw a mock punch at his arms. Don't make me regret thanking you. His expression turns serious again. As long as you don't make me regret not turning Allie in, I hope to God you know what you're doing, Jace. Keeping around a chick who has an Amber Alert out on her is just asking for trouble. He doesn't give me a chance to respond before moving toward the door, gesturing for me to follow as he says, Now come on, Tony wants to meet with us at 7. And if you don't want him barging in here to find you, we better go find him. That is the end of chapter 19. We ended on page 162. So we will obviously be picking up on page 163. Thank you guys for joining me again. I had to redo that video, so hopefully you don't mind cracking my knuckles. Sorry that can bother some people. But anyway, have a great rest of the day. See you guys for the next chapter or whatever book of mine you are listening to. So bye for now.